Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at something absolutely mind-bending from Google. It's this experimental AI prototype called Project Genie, and honestly, it represents a massive, game-changing shift in how we actually interact with digital content. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to imagine for a second, what if you didn't just watch an AI-generated video, but you actually stepped inside it? Like, literally. We're talking about moving way past passive viewing here and entering fully interactive environments that are built completely from scratch, right in real time. To really grasp how wild this is, let's contrast it with what we already know. We've all seen those amazing AI video generators lately, like OpenAI's Sora. But those create passive, high-quality video clips. You just hit play and you watch. Project Genie is a totally different beast. It is an interactive simulation engine. You aren't just sitting in the audience anymore. You're literally in the driver's seat, controlling a character or a camera. So the crucial point is understanding the engine running the whole shebang, which Google calls a foundation world model. This is powered by their Genie 3 architecture. And unlike standard AI that just guesses the next word or the next pixel, a foundation world model actually understands the underlying physics and the core rules of an environment. So if you move a character left, the model calculates and generates exactly what that entire next frame should look like from your new perspective, seamlessly responding to whatever you do. Features of Project Genie. The tour guide. Let me be your digital tour guide today. The user experience with this prototype basically breaks down into 3 core capabilities: world sketching, world exploration, and world remixing. Let's walk through exactly how you'd use them. It all kicks off with step 1, world sketching. This is where you essentially seed your living 3D environment. You can use a really simple text prompt, something like a neon-lit cyberpunk city, or you can even upload a static image. Project Genie then uses Google's Nano Banana Pro image engine to refine that initial visual, giving it the actual architectural depth it needs for a 3D space. You get to define the characters, the landscapes, and even how things move through the space, whether that's walking, driving, or flying. And right before you kick off the simulation, you actually have 2 main perspectives to choose from. You can either explore your brand new creation in a first-person view, looking right through the character's eyes, or you can step back and take it all in with a third-person view. Once that's all set up, we move to step 2, world exploration. And guys, this is where the magic really happens. You navigate this newly generated world using standard computer controls. I'm talking your WASD keys to move around, the arrow keys to look, and the spacebar to jump. But here is the crazy part. As you move, the AI is calculating and generating the path ahead of you in real time. The terrain is literally expanding precisely based on the actions you decide to take. No way, right? Now, what if you want to change things up? Well, that's step 3, world remixing. You can take an existing world and completely transform its art style, all while keeping the core physical layout exactly intact. Just imagine taking a realistic photo of your local park and then prompting the model to remix it into, say, a Studio Ghibli cartoon style. The trees and paths stay in the exact same place, but the entire aesthetic, maybe even turning a regular lake into a bright pink one, changes instantly. It's like a giant puzzle where the pieces stay the same, but the picture on them completely changes. The current reality, managing expectations. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is comparing the dream to where we actually are today. While Google's ultimate ambition is infinite worlds, sessions right now are capped at a pretty strict 60-second limit. And instead of seamless physics, well, testers report delayed jumping, especially on flat surfaces, where the AI just doesn't, quote-unquote, expect a jump to happen. Also, the visual fidelity tops out at 720p resolution at about 24 frames per second. Why? Because rendering an interactive world requires vastly more computing power than just spitting out a passive video. Oh, and if you try complex, simultaneous actions, like telling the model you want to swim and walk at the exact same time, the system can totally glitch out or completely lose track of objects. Because it's still super early days, a research prototype really, access is pretty restricted. Currently, to get the keys to test this out, you have to go through the Google Labs FX portal. And it's only available to Google AI Ultra subscribers located in the United States, and you've got to be 18 or older. Google definitely plans to expand this eventually, but for now it's locked down to these early testers. Real-world use cases. Why this matters. The practical applications here go way, way beyond just entertainment. Think about game designers, right? It offers rapid game prototyping.
You can instantly test the feel of a level by just feeding the AI some physics rules and sketches, completely bypassing months of tedious 3D environment modeling. For education, imagine students generating a historical setting like ancient Rome or Shakespeare's Globe Theater, and actually walking through the streets to understand the architecture in a way a textbook never ever could. But, perhaps the most brilliant application is for training AI agents. These generated world models act as a safe, infinite gym for robots. They can learn navigation and object manipulation in millions of simulated environments before ever even touching the physical world.
The path to AGI, artificial general intelligence. And this brilliantly illustrates why Project Genie is such a critical milestone. Generating a stable world in real time forces the AI to truly grasp fundamental concepts of reality. It has to understand cause and effect. It absolutely must maintain object permanence, knowing that a unique character or specific tree is still behind you even when you turn around and aren't directly looking at it. And it needs spatial consistency. Mastering these fundamental real-world rules within a simulation, that is a massive, massive stepping stone toward true artificial general intelligence.
Which brings us to a really powerful realization from our sources. Quote, Project Genie marks the beginning of the shift from generative media to generative simulation. Think about that. We are moving past an era where we simply sit back and watch AI-generated content on a screen. We're entering an era where we can actively live inside it, control it, and literally shape it as we move. That's a real game changer. It's a complete reimagining of what digital creation looks like from the ground up. Which leaves us with one final provocative question for you to think about today. If you were given the keys to Project Genie right now, what world would you create? Thanks for checking out this explainer, and stay curious.